Hey guys, my name is Corey. I do vocals for Here's to the Heroes. We're a pop punk band based out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and we're kind of the facilitator of these Halloween house shows that have been taking place over the past 4 years. It's really grown into quite an event here in general, just in Cincinnati. Like the first year we had it 250 maybe people. The second year 400, third year 600. The last year, this most recent year, we had over 900 people at these things, and it become really something that people look forward to, and it really has become a big kind of a unifying event among the Cincinnati local scenes.
I'm Curtis. I'm the guitar player for Here's to the Heroes. Basically, I'm just gonna run down what happened. I started a band, and I realized I kind of felt bad for all my friends, where I would be in a band for a few months and sell them t-shirts, and then a month later we'd break up. So I finally was like, I'm gonna start a band that's actually gonna last and do everything the best of our abilities. So we started this band, and I wanted to have a big kickoff. So I decided to have a Halloween party. A lot of people call me the mastermind behind it, but I'd reluctantly take that, because I would never get them done without all my friends and my family and everybody else that helps put them together to get them to be the event that it became.
We started doing these about 4 years ago. It started off as literally just kind of a whim. We were literally just cool, we have this huge empty house and we have a band that we started 3 weeks ago. We should just have our first show here.
We got a couple kegs, invited a bunch of bands, and then let everybody show up. And it was really cool. We had a couple hundred people show up.
And after that whole experience, it really kind of opened our eyes to, man, there really is a thriving scene here. There really is. There are people that are interested in music still. There are people that still want to go to shows, because for a long time, at least in my head, and the shows that I would go to seemed very poorly attended.
It was a nightmare to clean up, but we figured it was fun. So we decided to do it every year as kind of like a birthday to our band.
The second year after that, we just decided we're going to make this an annual thing, as kind of like Curtis said, a birthday to the band. Because that was our first show ever, and this past Halloween did mark our 4 years, I would say, successfully as being a band.
And just kind of a thanks for everybody that helps us out throughout the year. It's kind of like a big shindig for everybody.
And it's just really nice to kind of have that going, because again, they grow exponentially every year. They go from 200 to 400 to 800 to almost 1,000 people, and it's just, we're debating actually looking into getting a venue for next year. We're not really sure what we're going to do, because this house was basically at capacity. If you've ever seen Project X, it was legitimately that in real life. We've been doing a lot of stuff overall to kind of prepare for these. It's been really just a lot. It's been a lot of work just in general. Being able to get a house ready to handle 900 plus people, 12 bands, but between building the stage in the backyard and all that other stuff, we do put a lot of work into these things, and they tend to work out really well.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Greg.
And we're in a band called Ocean Grid.
Yeah, I loved it a lot. A lot of drinking, a lot of partying, a lot of people getting along. With our music, we unite the scene. We were playing. It was cold outside, and that was fun for me.
Yeah, I'm Sean.
I'm Drew.
And we play in a band called Let It Happen. So we played for the first time at the Here's to the Heroes Halloween show. And it's one of those things that we've been meaning to play it for probably the past 3 or 4 years, but there was always just something that came up that made us not be able to. And then every November 2nd or November 3rd, we're all right, we gotta make sure we're in time for the next one. And then something has always come up. But this year, we honestly, our tour ended 1 day before the tour or the show, so we were very excited about it.
Also, Halloween's one of my favorite holidays, and I got to have a Halloween, and then I got to have another Halloween, because this was after Halloween. So
yeah, it was
sweet.
Great. Honestly, I'm a diva, and I don't need any excuse to dress up. So anytime I get one, I'm there,
That makes two of us, because we did the Scooby-Doo and the Gang thing, and I made a pretty hot Daphne.
Yeah.
I got catcalled quite a bit.
Yeah, I was a very fun, quirky Velma, and that's so in right now, that quirky girl. So, I don't know, I actually did get my butt touched by a couple guys at the show.
I'm Will. I do vocals for Thorea. We're from Cincinnati, Ohio. Curtis, the guitarist for Here's to Heroes, also owns the house. came up with the plan to build a stage in the backyard. One of the things I respect most about Curtis is that he's a doer, not a sayer. And when he wants to do something, he does it.
It was a huge party, which I don't go out to many of those. So
Right.
It was like something out of a freaking 90s movie or something.
Dude, it seriously was. And I love 90s movies, and I just feel like we were Love Burger and Can't Hardly Wait. And it was so sick.
I feel like the house show was a good representation of what the Cincinnati music scene is, and
More DIY, you know what I'm saying?
One of the things that stood out with me with this Halloween house show was that so many people came out. I mean, there was 700 plus people here, people that I knew from way back in 2004 and 5 when we were playing shows constantly. They came out, and there was a lot of other people around, and so it seemed to be like, it started to seem like it was reviving itself, the Cincinnati music scene, and I think it had a lot to do with the work that Here's the Heroes put into making it such a big night for everybody to come out and have a really good, time, party, and have some good music.
So this year the cops finally came. That was relatively maybe the most traumatic experience of my entire life, was having cops actually show up, walk into the backyard without a search warrant, and just really shut the entire thing down. It was probably our fault for having a 20 by 20 foot stage in the backyard, where people apparently 3 blocks down were complaining about the noise.
Yeah, I mean, we came here, we had everything, we get some hats and stuff set up, we're rocking, and everybody's having a great time, and then the cops come break it up.
Shut it down.
A lot of bands didn't get to play. I think there was like 4 bands that didn't get to play.
It just sucks, because we had bands drive from as far away as Lincoln, Nebraska to come play who did not get a chance to play. We did get the majority of bands on stage. Mostly it went off without a hitch. But there were a couple bands that I was really looking forward to seeing that did not get the chance to play because of the show getting shut down.
I love that the cops came. I think it's great. It's very unfortunate for Don't Wait Up and A Summer Better Than Yours, because they didn't get to play. But we did get to play, and it makes the party look way cooler. But I really wish that someone would have like smashed a bottle and yelled "scram." You know what I mean? Yeah. The cops are here! Scram!
If there's one thing I want to leave you guys with after this whole thing, just after watching this, I mean, it's a really cool thing. It's nice to see, and everybody's like, oh, that's super cool, you guys are doing that. Don't ever think for a second that you can't do this in your own town or wherever the fuck you are from, because this is not a matter of luck or just having the right circumstance. This is a matter of hard work and making shit happen. If you want something bad enough, you will make it happen. And if this is something you believe about as much as you fucking say you do on the internet, then you will get your ass up off your fucking chair and make something like this happen, because it's open to anybody. It's a beautiful thing we have going on, and I think you guys could do this just as well as we could. And if this was something that was going on nationwide, if this is something that happened in every city, I think everybody will be a lot happier as far as their own local music scene. If you really support what your city's doing, then your city's gonna support you back, for sure.
It's hard to survive all the winters here. The ground cracks beneath our feet, keeping track of all our years.